Hold on, I'm having an ego attack right now. It's not an ego attack. It's much as it's like a drug that I crave. No, that's what I'm saying. If I need to use all those drugs to cope with the genius I have and the power I have, then you guys have a much bigger problem than Don just does drugs. I remember I remember when me, Mike, Goober, and Pure went to Melody's restaurant, Mexican restaurant on Cedar Boulevard in Van Nuyen. Um, One of the best. We went in around 7 o'clock, and the gang house was like not too far from there. And I had my 70 Firebird, and it was me, Mike, Goober, and Carlos. And we went in, and it was like a yuppie takeout hour, and most of the seats were taken. But when we came in, everyone got up and gave us a seat. No, I'm on oath telling you the truth right now. And it was at that moment I realized the power of unity because we're in Los Angeles. Now you see, here's the thing. Mike, who's my best friend, um, you can't describe him. You can't describe him, but he's basically 6'6", has a huge afro. He's black, and up and down his arms are tattooed racist black words and sambos and like from the 1920s and 30s. All these very black exploitation tattoos that he exposes. And then Goober, Jason, had come to us, and then he came to him because, you see, he was a Nazi lowrider, and he was in prison for attempted murder. And when he got out, he realized I went the wrong way. I was around the wrong people. And he gave us a very cathartic confession, and he proved himself, and he was with us now. The thing is he has a shaved head, and it's not like a swastika up at the top of the head. It's like his whole head's a swastika. And he still dresses in that white power outfit. And then we had Pure, who was a Mexican gangster who, it's like, he had like a million friends, but like the friends didn't come and talk to him. Maybe that's why he killed himself. Because he would pistol whip you because, you grabbed the wrong soda at the dinner table. In fact, I remember he did that at a club for a girl he didn't even know. And so they were after him. And so I had to change his home address to my home address. No, that's not stupid. That's what you do when you realize you're better than them. Now, I keep going on and on about that, but remember, Shawnee was also Pure's girlfriend. And that was when everyone said, you're going to get killed if you touch that girl. And then when I saw her throwing up in the street and all the guys were scared to touch her, I picked her up and I took her to my house and she slept in my bed. Oh, yeah. It was an awesome night. No, I slept out in the den. But then I spent 8 hours after she woke up that day, and I was new to the crew, saying, do not tell Pure, do not tell Pure. So I get to the house a few days later, and everyone in the room is dead silent. Now, we're not talking about, like, punks or people. We're talking about, like, a range of artists, big-time ecstasy dealers, like making 20,000 pill trips to Hawaii, murderers, and, like, a rich Jewish girl. Like, it was a very eclectic crew. But Pure says, come talk to me. I knew what this was about. Fucking Shawnee ratted me out. Yeah, she did. And he goes, so did some other chicks. What the fuck? He's talking to me on and on and on. Well, how fucking loaded was she? And I'm like, dude, she was puking on the street, man. I had to take her to my house. She puked in my house. I gave her a shower and everything. He goes, you live with your parents? I go, yeah, I'm usually here. He goes, okay, do you have any extra rooms in the house that you like? Would your parents allow us to rent, Shannon and the other girls to rent a place with you? Because they need places. And we don't even trust the girlfriends of them because they're going to sell them out because you know who's after us. I'll look into it. Okay, thanks. So then we set it up so when I went out into the den, everyone's laughing at me. I'm not dead. But Carlos starts Pure starts making fun of me and calling me the gay friend. And everyone's laughing. But then Carlos pulls me to the side and goes, that's the code, okay? I promise you, we all know. We all know who you really are. It's like a nickname, like calling a heavy-set guy tiny. And that was just one of... it happens so often. I often would be frightened that if a police were to ask my chronology, they'd be like, well, when did this happen? When did that happen? When did the 5 women approach you and say, Don, you're our only hope? What is this, Star Wars? I've told you this. She's being raped. That girl's being raped. Well, no, she's not. No, she doesn't know what she's doing because she's so drunk. She has a mental problem. Well, they're going to kill me. Okay, then just let her get raped and videotaped and let guys put things inside of her. like objects. So I broke into the house. She's passed out. I found her wallet. This was the first thing I looked at. I remember was, is she over 18? Yes, she was. She was beautiful. She was a beautiful girl. And out of the blue comes one of the other guys that is like a hardcore guy, but this is at a frat house. He goes, let's get her the fuck out of here. They wanted us to like, just dump that bitch in front of a fucking ER, assholes. But I looked in her phone book and I found her brother's number, and we met him at a mall about 10 miles away. And I remember this, and this is where the mind gets scarred. I gave $20 to her to say get some food and do whatever while we were dropping her off with the brother. And without me getting a word out of my mouth, she instinctively leaned over to give me a fucking blowjob, because she said that's what you do. I mean, it was so instinctively involuntary for her to go, oh, $20, I'll give you, I'll suck your dick. I'm like, no, just no, it's okay. Like, I almost cried. Entities don't like that I do that. They fuck up things for me with people I do care about. They will give you a drug addiction that will make your girlfriend kick you out of your city. You cannot join the crew I'm in. Okay? We don't kill tons of people. We're not the mafia. It's 40 of us in the city of Los Angeles, where everyone has heard your name, but you cannot become a member. You cannot join the club. Yet every gang in LA has heard of you. How is that even possible? How can you not join? Well, how do you have any members? The tests that you have to go through are beyond what anyone else, even lifers in prison, would ever go through. And they watch you because they see what others don't see. They're watching when you think no one's watching. And we had thugs with us, and they thought they were in ICR. So one night we're at a party right when I met ICR, and Mike and Pure, the two leaders, come to me and says, you're in ICR. Why? Because we see you. We know who you are. I don't care if you think it's arrogant. It's a true story. And they start chanting these other people, like, who think they're in ICR, like it's a party club. Jump them, jump them, jump them. And it's me and these two other guys, and I'm like, oh, God. I guess I'm going to get jumped into the gang of ICR, right? They beat the shit out of every single person standing in that circle, dude. Every person standing around that circle chanting, get them, they beat down and say, get the fuck out of here. You see him? We didn't touch him, and they're pointing to me. Now you know who's in ICR. We don't jump friends. You never beat up a friend. We're not some punk Mexican gang. That's how they rolled. You can't join ICR. Why? Because they come to you first. A year ago, when I must be getting too horny. I'm so perverted. I need to get something. Everyone else has fucked me over. This is when I'm like getting totally bombarded with the Jillian thing. I did go buy drugs out in Watsonville, and I was so furious. Like, I just didn't give a fuck anymore. I needed that ICR moment. Like, I don't have them here with me. And so a sheriff's car is in front of me when my homeboy comes down to sell me a bag of meth. And no more than 4 feet in front of him, I give him the cash and he gives me the bag of meth. It's not that unusual, but I wish I hadn't done it in front of a cop because it hurt him. He didn't know what to do. He did not know what to do. It threw him off. It hurt him. Never in his career had he seen someone with such balls to do that and be like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because he knew, like anyone who would do that, he was frightened. And I will never do that to law enforcement again. I've had much more respect for law enforcement. But I had to get it out there. I had to do it. I had to do something like beyond what anyone else. It's something that other people go, bullshit, no one does that. Like what? Go on Oprah when you want to? To be on Oprah on the second most watched show. Why would you do that? Well, I'll tell you one thing you don't deserve, Don. What? And that's any respect from that girl, Jillian. I know. So you're chasing her, you're hunting her down? No. I'm trying to figure out if that's the devil. If she wants to be that mean. Because I find it extremely hard to believe that at the end of all of this, when I'm dead and she's dead, and we meet at the same fucking bar that we know we're going to meet at the end of the party called life, you're going to go, I should have just, like, come over to your house and told you, like, I know who you are, and blah, blah, blah. 13 years. Something keeps telling me they don't understand that. What? The time you've known someone is the number one important value. Oh, no, I know people date people all the time and go, get your best friend out of here. That's wrong. Don't ever say that about someone else. The more you've known someone, the experiences you've gone through, bad experiences and good experiences, guarantee what? Going with what you know. I mean, I've had my house raided for automatic weapons, and I went into the closet and slept. Why? Because I'm on coke all night, man. The ATF raided our house, and Don hides. Why? I didn't hide, man. I was just so tired. Because you're fucking crazy. Well, is it really crazy? What? Well, my daughter's being raped right now by 20 guys. Who's going to go save her? I don't know. This guy. Why? Because he's crazy. Don't you understand the science behind it? Really? You think I'm supposed to be some muscle-bound, like, oily guy who's all sober? It's not an easy life. But I make it by when people say thank you. She never does. A lot of people don't. Just so you want her approval. No, I want to find out what the fuck her problem is. Remember when Chad said, she's not my girlfriend? You didn't live with me then. Hey, that's not nice to say. That girl's a really nice girl. I remember saying, if this is not rude, she's got bruises on her legs. That means she's got street cred. That's my girl. I would love to have her. And you didn't even know that I was the one that said that to Chad until you moved in with me. And then you tell me he's scared to come to my house. Why? Because I'm real? Yeah. They don't know that. They don't know that. But the crazy thing is, like, the real's going to kill you? No, the real's trying to teach you. Just be honest. All you do is create demons by lying to them all the time. And I know that's your goal. But you're not going to win against this one. This doesn't happen every 30 or 40 or 50 years. You've been reading too much into books. This happens once every 2,000. Because all the other astrological events and all these political events in the millennium and all that, that's all happened in the last 10 years, right? So this is the big show, not your show in 5 or 10 years. There is a generation that's marked. And guess what? What? First of all, it's the African Americans who are the children of Israel. I don't know if you knew that yet, because you don't have divine wisdom. And then there's one other generation. So it's not going to be all black or white or anything like that. But I'll tell you one generation it's not going to be, because they're not 100% human and they have no conscience. That's why I couldn't believe that you decided as an in-betweener, a total outsider, to be like, I want to be a part of the little kid generation. That's the ones we're protecting. We're trying to change them. Instead, you've given us a great display of how evil it is to put people out in the rain and sleep there when they bring you Klonopin, or make them walk home because you're having wine with your mom. Like, all the time. You don't come and see me in the hospital. You just go visit fucking Nazi perverts in prison and bail them out. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying. This is pushback. That's what it's like for me all the time. Don't tell me you don't send people here to kill me. Don't tell me that. You sent those two fuckers to Anna's. And you want to hear crazy like, oh, that's fucked up. Badass. I was over there to tell Anna, something bad's going to happen today. I know something bad's going to happen. And in the middle of my conversation, I hadn't seen her for a month. The guy rips open the door and puts a gun right in my fucking face. And I said, oh shit. I was so scared. Why? Because it's only a .22 caliber. It's not going to kill me. It's only going to paralyze me. It's too small of a gun. This goddamn kid brought too small of a gun. And I'm looking at the bullet in the revolver as he has it pointed at my head. Slams us on the ground. Finally, we knew something was wrong. They shot Eddie, Annie's husband, in the head. And Eddie says to me, because he's smart, you're a bitch. I go, I know. What? Annie didn't even know. You wanted to die, but you were scared because it was too small of a gun, weren't you? I go, yeah. I got shook up, dude. It's my bad. I did not expect that to happen. I didn't expect anything to happen. If it was a 9mm, I would have fought him, because then I would have known. I would have gotten out of here. That's just such a weird feeling for a human being to go through. And you perpetuate it.